Hello everybody, my name is Trudy and today I would like to share with you how I use the yoga wheel to help me stretch my spine and lengthen the front part of my body. I find it very effective, especially after a long day of work where I'm sitting at the desk with my shoulders rounded and my spine rounded, or using the mobile phone the whole time, and sometimes even bad sitting postures which puts my spine into a round position, shoulders are rounded. This is a really good way for me to counter all that bad posture and all that tension that I've accumulated due to that. So, before we start, I would just like to introduce to you the 3 different sections of the spine. So we have the cervical part, which we consider almost the upper back and includes the neck. So all the way down here to where the shoulders are. So in our stretch later, we will stretch our shoulders as well together with the neck and the upper back. And then we have the middle back, which is the thoracic spine, and lastly the lumbar spine. Okay, so to start, let's just do a little bit of warm up with the wheel, especially if you happen to do it in the morning. I do this in the morning because I'm generally quite open and I feel that it helps me start my day with a nice opening of the shoulders. Okay, everyone is different, but you can also do it at the end of the day, which is just as beneficial. Okay, so sitting down here, placing your feet onto the mat, hip width apart or closer, up to you. Okay, place the wheel to where the middle back is, or close to the lower back. Okay, place your palms down and start to lift your hips up and slowly roll and straighten the knee. And look back. Then coming back down. Okay, take your time to slowly roll since this is a warm-up. Take an inhale, roll. Maybe release the hands, come onto the heels, toes off. Maybe this time you can throw your head back. And exhale, come back down. And last one, inhale. Maybe this time can stay a bit longer, heels on the mat, toes off. Maybe this time you can try. Bring your arms over. If you bring your arms over more, you feel more stretch. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, coming back down. Good, so now let's start with the shoulders. So placing the wheel somewhere around where the top part of your middle back is. Just here. Okay, so almost where your upper back is when you lie down. Okay, use your fingers, grab the edge of the wheel. Okay, so you grab the edge of the wheel like this here. Okay, grab the edge of the wheel, bring your arms up, and grab the edge of the wheel. Okay, with your hips touching the mat, feet on the ground, slowly walk your hands down bit by bit, as much as you can go, and start to feel that shoulder blade squeezing together. Push your chest up, go as far as you can, and then slowly drop your head down, and look up, and relax, breathe. We will stay here for 20 counts. And as you inhale and exhale, you can always try to go a little deeper by walking the hands down even lower. Okay, and for those who find this easy, you can interlace your hands, okay, or interlace the fingers, okay, and place it inside the wheel so your wrists are now at the edge of the wheel, and slowly walk the hands down even lower. Think about straightening those elbows as you stretch out the shoulders. Breathing here, inhale. And exhale. Couple more breaths, inhale. So as you are in this pose per se, okay, push your chest up towards the ceiling. The more you push your chest out, the more you feel that opening in the upper body, in where your shoulders are. Okay, maybe if you're following me, release your hands. For those who have their hands interlaced, walk your hands further down, even more into the wheel, and bring your hips down, interlacing your hands again. Okay, the more you wish to bring your hands into the wheel, the more you feel that shoulder stretch. Okay, so take your time. You don't have to get into a deep expression like I am in, but this is always some place that you can work towards too. Breathe. 5 more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release your hands, take it slow. Should feel a bit of aching in your arms and your shoulders. Place your palms down to the mat, slowly lift your head up and come back up to seated position. Okay, now let us work more on the upper back now and the shoulders as well, a deeper one. So place the wheel, okay, at the upper part of the back now. Same thing, either grab the outer part of the wheel, or if you have very open shoulders like me, interlace your fingers inside the wheel. So wiggle your hands in, interlace. Okay, and from here, same thing. Lift the hips up, place your feet down, and slowly move and straighten your knees. Okay, slowly move, straighten your knees, lift up. And then if you can go, place your elbows down. Okay, now, if you're just grabbing the outer part of the wheel, and this is already a lot for you, just stay there, okay? Use the momentum of your legs to help you control how far you want to go, okay? Because everyone is at different stages, and if this is the first time you're using the wheel, you need to progressively move deeper and deeper, taking your time. Okay, I'm going to show the deepest expression that I can get myself into. So for those who have been using wheel for a long time, okay, otherwise you can stay wherever you are. So I'm going to interlace the fingers, lift my heels, hips up, straighten the knees, come onto the heels, toes up, bring my elbows down, stretch my belly, maybe bring my feet slightly apart, stretch the belly. And I will focus on bringing my lower hips. So now you notice my lower hips, where my lumbar spine is not touching the wheel. Eventually, as you get more open and it takes time, this will touch. And once it's touched, you can totally relax your legs and stay here and breathe for a few breaths. Stay here for 20 breaths. Okay, I'm going to show those that still find this opening a little tough. Maybe you'll be here, that's fine, stay here. Okay, with whichever stage or level you are in, most important, I want you to really observe how open your chest is and how much is pointing towards the ceiling. Okay? Keep breathing, stay with me. It's very beneficial to stay as long as you can, okay, in this shape or this angle, because this gives your body time, okay, to open up, okay, and release the tension. It's gonna hurt, that's for sure, especially if you have been in a rounded spine for a very long time, or rounded shoulders for a very long time. But with time, it will slowly open if you do this, what we call a counter pose to that rounded spine often. Okay, so as you are in this pose, whatever pain you're feeling, just close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Think about inhaling that space into the chest and a little bit into your spine. As you exhale, think about releasing that pain and tension that you feel. 5 more breaths here, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly come back. Bring your hands down. Lift your hips up. Good. One last one. The lumbar spine, lower back. Same thing. Place your feet, okay, hip distance or any distance apart. This time roll the wheel, okay, close to where your lumbar spine is. Lay on it. Place your palms down first. Lift up. Lift the hips up. Okay. Now, as you stay here, heels off. Okay, maybe this is enough for you, then just throw your head back. Place your palms down and stay here and hold. Okay, now if you like to go a little further, you think you can, then bend your knees, place your feet onto the mat, roll, 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 until the back of your head drops onto the mat, and extend your knees. You can stay here. This is option 2, okay? Option 3, roll until your shoulders are able to touch the mat. Okay, you may find that you're not balanced here. That's normal. Keep lifting up your hips towards the ceiling. Okay, either stay here with your hands extended in option 3, or if you feel you're stable, bring your hands to grab the outer part of the wheel here, and then feet planted onto the mat, knees straight, and stay here and breathe. This will be option 3. You will stay here again for 20 counts. This time, you will feel a lot in your hip flexor and the opening up of the hips. So a lot of us suffer from lower back pain due to bad posture, either by standing or sitting down. And this is a really good relief to counter that pain. But again, take it slow. Work with whatever your body is allowing you to, because every day we don't feel the same. We feel different, because it really depends on what we do the day before. I personally noticed that if I have been active the day before, I don't feel so much tension when I use the yoga wheel the next morning. Last 10 breaths. For those who are taking the last option with me, option 3, you like to go a little further. Bring your feet close towards the wheel. Take your left foot or right foot into the wheel, point the toes, and the other one in. Lift the hips. Bring your hands, okay, elbows onto the mat to support, okay, and shoulders down onto the mat. Bring your knees together, don't spay them out wide for the last few breaths in this pose, okay? I find this really, really good. So eventually when you can move on to a different way or a more challenging way to stretch your hips, do give this one a try. Breathe. 5 more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those in the last stage like me, first extend your leg up, place your palms onto the mat, and slowly wheel yourself all the way down. Good. One last one we're going to work on the middle back now. We've already done upper back and the lower back. So the middle back is what we did for the warm-up earlier. Okay, so now it should feel really easy because the lower back is open, the upper back is open. So from here, place your palms down, inhale. See, the wheel is somewhere along my middle back, okay? So you can either stay here and release your hands out, Okay, or if you like to go a little deeper with me, you can bend the knees, place your feet, okay, back of your feet onto the mat. You can choose to just stay here, okay. If you want to work towards stretching out more, bring the knees down and throw your hip back. Okay, so this will be option 2. Option 3, of course, for those with really open shoulders, grip the outer part of the wheel and walk the hands down and bring the forearm close towards the mat. Bring your knees into, you should feel a really nice, good stretch in your belly right now. Stay and breathe. I'm going to stay here for another 20 breaths. We're already in to our 6th breath. As you are in this pose, okay, don't think about only arching the spine, but think about stretching that belly, extending that belly out towards the ceiling. As you inhale and exhale. You can always try to walk your hands down more as you create that curve even more until your forearms touch the mat, if you like to. So I use the wheel to improve my back bend practice as well. So many benefits to use this for opening the spine. So even if you don't do yoga or you don't do back bend practice, you can still stretch your spine with the different variations that I have given you. Extend on your neck and stretch the neck as well for the last few couple of breaths. 5 more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release your hands first. Release your legs. Make sure your feet on the ground. Slowly move the wheel back. And come up. Good, we're finally done. So place the wheel one side. Now, for me, it's important that doing all this wheel and opening the spine, okay, I need to counter the pose. So let's do a few counter before we end the whole video, okay? So straighten your knees, place them out in front of you, feet together. If your hamstrings are tight, you can micro bend the knees. Inhale, raise the hands up to lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring that belly down towards the thighs. Now, if you do yoga and you know this pose, okay, you roughly know at what stage you are at. And if you are doing this pose now together with me after all those spine stretches, you will feel that initially it's not so easy to get all the way down. That's normal. Okay, but this is a very, very good counter for all the spine stretches that you have done. So take the chance to come up as well sometimes and inhale and to inhale, and as you exhale, bring that chest down even further towards your feet. So even if your hamstrings are tight, you can do the same this way. Okay? Work with your body, but most importantly, you should feel this stretch at the back of your spine, mainly your middle back and your lower back. Okay, your upper back you won't feel very much. 5 more breaths here, breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, slowly inhale, come up. Good, right now let's lie down. Last 2 poses before we end, because it's very important as well. Because when we stretch our spine, we have to counter with that forward fold, and now we're going to do a twist. Okay, so extending your right leg out, bend the left knee, use the right hand, grab the outside of the left knee. Now as you bring this left knee over, try not to move this right hip too much over to the right side. Okay, bring the left knee over. Doesn't matter if your knee doesn't touch the mat, but most importantly, extend your left hand out. Make sure your left shoulder is touching the floor and stay here in the twist. Close your eyes, you stay here for another 20 breaths. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Observe that twist in your body. Okay, as you try to bring that left shoulder down, at the same time try to bring that left knee down. Slowly feel that stretch. Breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. This pose is very good for lower back pain. Okay, so even if you don't do or you don't have time to do this whole video on the yoga wheel, you can always do this any time of the day. Morning, evening, at the end of the day, but preferably not after a large meal. Okay, because this is still after all a twist. Inhale and exhale. Maybe this time you can try to bring the knees or the left leg to touch the floor as you bring the left shoulder down towards the mat. 5 more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, slowly bring your left leg up. Extend your left knee. Now bend the right knee. Using your left hand, grab the outside of the right knee and twist again. Again, try to scoot that left hip in if it's moving too much out to the left side. And again, extend your right hand up. Begin to work that your right shoulder is on the mat as you turn your head over to the right. You can close your eyes and stay and observe the twist. Observe which part of your body is counter stretching at this point in time. Follow your breath as you inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Sometimes you can twist a lot. You can also maybe feel it in your glutes. So if you've been working out a lot and your glute hurts, this is also a really good way to stretch it out in this twist. Breathing, inhale and exhale. Just last 10 more breaths. Bringing that right shoulder down, maybe this time the right foot or the right leg can touch the floor. Last 5 more breaths, breathe. So it is important to always do the counter pose when our spine is being stretched the opposite direction, almost like in a back bend, because our body is not used to that position. And the counter pose will help you recover faster from aches and pains from that spinal stretch. Good, last one, inhale. As you exhale, bring the right knee back, straighten the right knee. And then slowly make your way up by turning over to the left and come into comfortable seated position. Placing your palms together. Thank you everyone for staying with me in this video, and I hope you find this video very useful and enjoy using your yoga wheel. Namaste.